What's the creepiest unexplainable thing that's ever happened to you? I was driving through Texas at 2 a.m. when I realized I was low on gas. I had fully topped up my tank just before leaving a few hours earlier, so this was really strange. But luckily, I was pulling into a tiny, no-name town and spotted an extremely old gas station around a bend. I pulled into the station and immediately saw the word diesel flickering over the pump. The eerie thing about it was that the last 3 letters didn't flicker, meaning that the word die was flickering right above my head as I stepped out of my car. I disregarded the creepy sign and walked into the store to buy the gas before I pumped, but upon entering, I saw the place was deserted. There was one dim yellow light in the far back switched on, and there were no customers or workers. However, there was a very odd tune playing on someone's radio that I couldn't place. An old-sounding, slow piano piece was playing somewhere around the corner inside, and I heard shuffling once I walked closer to the music. This place made me feel scared. Not the whoa, this is creepy scared, but the all hairs are on end. Something is seriously wrong here, scared. As I turned the corner, I saw a teenager, no older than 16, standing next to a large radio and dancing. He was running his hands up and down his body and pretty much feeling himself, with his eyes closed in what looked like pure bliss. He was going far slower than the music and wasn't even on tempo. Every part of me screamed to turn and leave, but goddammit, I needed gas, and I wasn't leaving without it. I said to the dancing teenager, "Excuse me, I just need some gas." No response. He just kept dancing. I said again, a little louder, and he finally slowed down a bit and opened his eyes, focusing on me. He wasn't looking at me like a person though. He was looking almost through me and silently walked to the register, not saying anything. I said, just $20 please." He again didn't say anything and just stood behind the ancient cash register. So I just figured maybe he didn't speak the language or was embarrassed I caught him dancing. I laid the money on the counter and went outside. I filled up, got back in my car, and as I was revving up my engine, I looked back in the window. The guy was still standing there behind the counter, not having moved an inch since I left, and my money was still on the counter in front of him. It was like he was a robot who just turned off once I left, and this is where it gets super weird. A couple months later, I was driving back to Texas to visit my family, and I figured I'd stop at that old gas station to see it in the daytime since it had become somewhat of a mythical thing in my head. I pulled into this tiny town and the thing was gone. The lot it sat on at the end of the road wasn't even there. It was just grass. No rubble, no old pump, no lighting, nothing. It was like somebody picked it up and moved it. It looked like nothing had been there for years.